Hey y'all, my name is Megan and I am here to read the 21st day of our Advent with you. I'm so glad that you're here. When God sent the stars and planets in place at creation, He intended for them to stay put, and so they have. A brief study of star movement is just that. Brief because there is so very little movement in the cosmos. Think about that for a moment. When the Bible talks about patience of God, it directs us to a key characteristic that is seldom referenced and far beyond our comprehension. Simply put, His ability to wait is beyond our understanding. That key characteristic is baseline in every part of creation, including the very patient movement of the sun, moon, and stars. There is no altering of orbit or sudden shift of calling when it comes to God's creation. Patience, the Bible says, is the key to everything. So when the fullness of time came for Messiah, it was a remarkable and never before seen event from the heavens' perspective. Never before had the angels of God seen the transformation to which the Son would willingly submit. There was no model or pattern to follow except the failed garden disaster, that is. In essence, all the eggs were in one basket, all the chips in the bag, no backup plan, no tag team, roll the dice. In the fullness of time, there was one final rescue plan that depended on the faith and love of a young carpenter, a teenage mother, and a motley gaggle of shepherds. All of eternity entrusted to the least of these. God still knows exactly what He's doing today as well. He waits because He is patient. He is patient because He desires none to perish. And someday another great event will take place for the very first time. A triumphant blast, a wild ride across the cosmos, and time will be no more. As I was reading this, what was highlighted for me was just that God still knows what He's doing today. We can look around us and just be overwhelmed by all of the things that are taking place in our world and just wondering, God, when are you going to show up? When are you going to change this situation? Why haven't I experienced this joy or this life experience that I've been waiting for? And my heart was just for those of you who are in seasons of waiting and wondering when God is going to show up. And my hope for you today is just that you will trust that He is a God who He knows the beginning to the end. He knows the full story. He knows the bits and pieces that we can't yet see. He knew that Jesus being born in a manger would one day mean that Jesus would die on a cross. He knew that Jesus dying on the cross wasn't the end, that He would have to rise from the dead, and He knew that one day He's going to return again. And so just to keep that in perspective, that we don't have all the answers. And while that's hard, we serve a God we can trust. We serve a God who is faithful to show up, and we can put our hope in Him, that He knows what's happening today, just like He did in the early church.